is so important. How do you regroup on this? Do you want to even hold on the river? Send further forwards towards the north, because it's very likely going up there now.
I mean, Team Flash there, not even going to bother try and hold it. I can't imagine they're just going to try and get deeper into this one. They left a couple of backstops behind, anchors to provide information as things went on through in terms of proceedings. The rest of the team should regroup over towards shooting range eventually, but this is so many squads all rotating in at the same time. You had some teams take a slightly different approach. That's the likes of Boom, BTR, Ulf, S2G, as well as GOAT now rotating on the eastern side, hoping to find a little bit more of an opening over there.
Not too many openings though, especially when everybody else is trying to move. Team Flash now with their first challenge on the north side, and Horror, Pandem struggling to get down from the top of Everest as well. And into the crates, Geeke able to do so much work against them, and Pandem once again down to 2 players fairly early. I am still looking at the north side, Blank, and Team Flash have yet to actually take the engagement with Aura, or BTR, or Boom indeed.
Yes.
خوش
آمدید بچه‌ها، سلام به همگی، چطورید؟ خوش آمدید.
The rest of Pandem, they're stuck on top of Everest and they've got to make their way down, but as a 2-man, this is a very difficult crossing to take. 4 Thrives also set up as 2 over towards box compound. Definitely find some eliminations from there. Arena has been fairly
اومدیم
consistent.
PMGO رو فینالش رو نگاه کنیم. من یکم دیر کردم امروز. از مچ اولش نتونستم بیام نگاه کنم، ولی 3 تا مچش الان مونده. مچ های 1 و 2 و 3 هم حالا نگاه میکنیم خلاصش رو بعداً که چیکار کردن تیمو. خوش آمدید همگی، سلام به همه. اوکی، اولف اوله، چیه؟
We did see as well a knock and a flush come through over on towards Gaming Stars from Arena.
Aurora کجا؟ 12
of any team in this lobby right now. The most options, they were the only ones north of the river, have still just stayed on this spread.
خوش آمدید همگی، سلام به همه. چه خبرها؟
Moving forward, 14 points. It's not bad for Pandem. This is kind of scary because
چتو کجا
I
بذاریم؟
believe, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was speaking to LaFlame last night, RRQ coach, and he was saying that Pandem basically need to get top 9 to make it through to EWC. Boom need to get top 3.
عالی.
Now for Pandem, already not looking great.
I think Max has the stats on that.
اولف خیلی خوب پلی داد، مچ قبل بعد میدی.
In terms of qualification spots for EWC. Hopefully they can. But we are going to refocus.
بگم والا.
Yeah, exactly. In our brief moment of interaction.
زونو ای جان. مچ اول دوم سوم نگاه میکنم، من نگاه نکردم. یه نگاه میکنم اونا رو.
Pretty nastily, I think it's safe to say, Blank. Not enough of the south side to prompt a full rotate down to the south. A lot of North George is in there, but a lot of the fields that sit to the north of there as well.
Well, a lot of teams are already coming in from the east. They're not going to have to worry about those fields for just a little bit. And a lot of teams kind of want to play along that ridge side. I think Aura's already got really good control over that area of the map. BTR is contesting it.
Wolf نگاه چجوری داره روتیت میکنه. اوه SG 40 رو زد. Wolf اسکارفیس مور.
Curtains for Ulf, seemingly. They are taken down now to just 1 player left alive. They've had a real tough time. They are out. Furia now with a chance to accelerate into the lead without 4 Thrives or Ulf weighing them down.
That is a surprising result right at the start of the game there. You're 2 out of the top 3 going out in the first 12 minutes of the match. Not a single point to be found. That's got to feel rough because you've just come off such a good game, looking to increase that lead further, but not able to push that momentum through. Very, very sad stuff. But like you say, for the Brazilian squad, they are in prime position to overtake. Unfortunately, they're on the southeast side of the map, very close to Aurora. Pandem, Flash as well, but there comes silence.
All right, well, they were close to Aurora. I think Aurora are going to try and put as much distance between them and Furia as possible. So Furia have punched a little hole in the southeast side. Team Flash still yet to fully regroup. They are going for it, however, with Pandem actually as 2 managed to get all the way north there, Blank. Okay, they've found some sort of a path all the way on into this one. But Aura on the north side and BTR as well, who love this slow northern wraparound.
Taking it
چه خبر بچه‌ها؟ نتیجه تورنمنت دیروز هم نمیدونم. بذار نگاه میکنم. خوب شد گفتی.
Studying this area very much so for that little sneak attack over towards them.
من احتمالاً پنجم ششم شدم دیگه. هم 16 کایسی بردم احتمالاً.
Remaining members of Pandem and is Aura ready for this?
Pandem, they're sending off a solo.
آجی چه زونیه. What the heck?
Find a little cubby hole, try and keep your head down, keep your nose clean if you can. Maybe regroup onto one another if they do find a little opening and crashing into any trees. Luckily he diverts it.
چت جی پی تی چه تامنیلی درست کرد برام.
On the slip. East side.
سری گفتم درست کن نگاه.
Team flash potential to third party. Could be pretty nasty stuff.
چت جی پی تی هم یه چیزای بلده.
Already a lot of damage done to Furia. The blue zone will ramp up the damage into stage 4 as well. They can't stay in there for long.
Ooh, down towards the southeast edge. Very barren area of the map. You've got the ridge side that sits over towards that northwest though, and if that can be controlled nicely, then Aura has a good game off the back of this. But BTR, the mission becomes all the more important to remove that team from that north side, because then they are in control of that high ground.
تامنیل لایو هم بذارم.
Across the open ground here. Team Flash trying to give them trouble for it, but over to the hill, they've managed to successfully get very central here. Furia with a fast dash across. And it's a success for now. That crescent on the east side as well could potentially be a little bit of a launch.
بازی آخر نه بابا خیلی مونده. 3 تا مچ مونده.
Will have a lot of challenges moving in. Aurora first up to bat, but Horror are going to crunch them in.
Yeah, it's a very wooded area.
خب نگاه کنیم ببینیم چیکار می‌کنن. چه خبره بچه‌ها؟ تعریف کنید. از شما چه خبر؟
Always need a vehicle to live this one out towards the end game. Furia made a hell of a send here over towards Aurora. A super important fight for Furia here. For Aurora, they want to get back on the bike.
Got to be worried about the teams to the south as well.
از اندونزی 2 تا تیم داریم. از کدوم کشور 2 تا تیم داریم؟ ترکیه، اندونزی. 3 تا تیم داریم اندونزی. همین. این تاپ مینیش نمیخواد ول کنه.
Good bait though coming through from Furia on the vehicles, and where the smokes went down and then diverting away from those locations, basically wasted a ton of nades from the side of Aurora. Sad thing is, seems like they've got even more.
S2G با BTR فایت داره.
On the west side, Bigatron is starting to eat too much lead from S2G, who have managed to post themselves
تیم ترکیه. راست میگی 3 تیم ترکیه.
A nice little split
Gaming
going on there.
Stars
BTR only losing 1 though in that engagement. Furia still just weathering this storm, and Ayala have committed so much to this. Really haven't found the value.
Fury still at a full 4-man. Top. That's a really healthy amount of grenades left to work with here. 5 total. Razak will find Solke, so BTR hanging on. By a thread currently versus S2G, who were making their way out from the western side apartments of North George.
Atlanta.
The arena can chime in from there as well, Blank. On the south side, they could start to join in if S2G start to flag. I don't think there's any way to slow
این راستر تیمای آسیایی من نمیفهمم خوبن یا نه مثلا
doesn't quite find the damage they were looking for though, sadly. If PTR could hit those, then maybe it was a different story for them, and that would have been an easy cleanup. But Kamikaze getting a nice little Molotov over the top there. That causes problems.
SG فوله بابا برید بازی کنید دیگه روی اینا دیگه.
BTR from fully peaking on this ridge line. I mean, I don't think they can anyway, given where E-Arena sit, and Aura might also be able to chime in along with GOAT team in the distance. But now S2G are back into somewhat fighting form. There's that backstab I was so worried about, and 1 goes down. It's a trade. 2 is found though, and Kamikaze.
تموم شد تیمه. بعد از عقب خورد بدبخت. نیست کسی نزن.
7-1 taking shots, and the circle heads southeast once again. What a difficult portion of land to work with. In comes the arena though. We talked about them before, and they're looking to set up an arena here versus S2G. MG3 does a good amount of work. First player goes down. Kamikaze tries to keep it alive, but will fall in the process. And the arena will dig some graves, one for their own, but mostly for the side of S2G, but now down to just 2 players. It's a rough proposition to be in. Aurora, in the meantime, have been taking this fight slow and steady versus Furia.
And Furia are bleeding out, bleeding dry.
اوه بچه‌ها به نظرتون چندم شدین دیشب؟ حدس بزنید.
The majority of their forces, and over the top though, Team Flash starting to get involved, trying to take that position and backfill Aurora. They still have to worry about the north side.
حدس بزنید چندم شدین؟
Yet to push on in. The last player for Furia falls, and our top 3 really doesn't budge all that much, Blank. With only 2 points earned, that is the only 2 points for any team in the top 3.
من نتیجه رو خودم دیدم.
Arena want to go a little bit further here.
نتیجه رو خودم دیدم. البته موقع عجیبم نیست ولی خود فکر نمی‌کردم.
But it looks like things are opening up for teams underneath mainly. For Aura, they're stuck on the northwest edge. How do they make their way out of this?
Another knock over towards the arena and flushed away as well. With 5 elims, they are joining the 30-point club though, which is a good place to be. Even if they go down here and now, a lot of stragglers still running their way through on the western side, and yet to make their way all the way in. You can march down some of North Georgia and try and play it on that angle. Really interested in what Flash are going to be able to do.
چهارم شدیم آره بزنیم چهارم چقدر به جای داشت؟
Position for a lot of this game, but they haven't really stepped out of line and gotten involved.
چهارم همون 16,000 باش. من شیشم هم میشدم 16 بود چهارم 16. چهارم شدیم 16,000 ایسی بردیم. مبارک. ایسیاش هم میدم به کوچولو دیگه. یک کریت اوپنینگ مشتی بذار براتون حال کنید.
The airburst is fantastic, but just hits
I don't play today, guys. This is watch party.
But anyway,
We
very little time to react.
watch the PMGO today. PMGO final stage.
Actually more preoccupied with Mormon, it seems.
I will play at night, not now.
Nobody pushing too hard towards the top side.
کوچولو برو 16 تا بردی دیگه با پرشسکیف یه 20 کایی میشه. اول کوبا وایس شد، دوم استار کاپیتان، سوم ویل، چهارم من، پنجم سولسو. اینطوری.
It doesn't work out, not at all. Don't account for the
آقا
angles
بازی رو
behind them on
ببینیم.
that ridge, and I do think it's a bit weird to try and go for that push there,
کجایی؟
coming through from Team Flash, not clearing that backside angle. I wonder if they thought that the fight
حلی در
hadn't concluded
کمین
between Aurora and Furia just yet. Hard to say.
Really difficult to say. Goat team just dodging these nades from Horror, who are playing on this north side, trying to march their way on in. They need to conclude this fight, but there's knocks back over towards Horror as well. There's fights from Boom on the western side of North Georgia's. We get our picture-in-picture. Force around the edge, takes down the final player of Horror.
گوت هورا رو زد یا خدا. هورا تیم کجاییه؟ چیز گوت؟
Northeast, oh my
چه پرچم
goodness
نداره؟
me. Pandem, happy with this one at least. Slow game from them. TT Project also looking to push further up
فلش
here.
اومد ترد کنه.
They're on the southeast side. All players
نه
alive.
رم
DK
کن.
also had a pretty
یا
cool
خدا یا
performance.
خدا یا
Flash
خدا.
moves in, trying to get something done. Spraying randomly through the smoke, looking for something, but Goat's not having it.
Stubborn as anything.
برعکسی اومد. کدوم تیم 4 تا؟ گیگ 4 تا الان با تیتی. گیگ جاش باید بیرون. تیتی هم بیرون.
Of this circle near North George, trying to leave from those buildings, which is unfortunate. But 7-2-1, I mean, they just keep getting through in these matches. 5 eliminations now. They're the closest to our top block.
They're great at surviving it. Some point I might just need to say this is a whole new playstyle that just works. 29 points with 5 eliminations, not bad. It's just in the face of some teams, it feels like they do fall over. That's what worries me for that squad. But overall, I mean, it has been a hell of a performance from that team from relatively nowhere. But this is what PMGO is all about. Introducing new teams to the ecosystem, giving them a chance to really show what's happening on the main stage. 7-2-1.
تیتی انگار یه ذره استرسی بازی میکنن، خیلی نمیرن انگل بگیرن، حرکت دیگه نمیکنن. شاید اینجوری معلوم میشه، نمیدونم. هم تیم من نداشتم دیشب تورنمنت سولو بود. ایونت.
Start to get stuck in. That's what he was looking for. The line up from Focus with the P90. What are you going to do about it? 7-2-1 lose the first. Ayato, though, goes down to a shotgun shell.
Hello.
And it might be a little swift turnaround here. They've lost one, but 7-2-1 have come out swinging. They're up to 7 eliminations now, and all of a sudden, Goat Team looking like a couple of
تیم
busters
هفتاد
down on
بیست و
one player.
یکش دیگه کیه؟
Rehan just charged through the smoke like a bull
بیتا
with a
پوینت هم داره.
shotgun and causes some real big issues there for Go Team. I mean, Rehan has been a real good player for the squad. Some incredible clutches from this guy and certainly does what's necessary in the moment for this team to actually perform. We're up to 31 points now. Make that 32
حسن
with that
مرسی
extra
برای 2.5
elimination they
یورو.
just
سلام
came
نور، کجایی
through.
نیستی عشق حسن جان؟
Who knows? Maybe a chicken dinner for 7-2-1 at this stage.
I mean, the placements as well, Blank, they are
بازی
a
پی
real
سی
big
وقت
factor.
نمی‌کنم
They've
بازی
added
کنم.
another
اونا
to
رو داریم
their
عوض
tally.
می‌کنیم.
They're up into third place guaranteed.
فوقش در حد
That
یه
is the
ساعت
minimum
بشینم با کوچولو ویدیو بگیرم. پابجی پی سی که خیلی وقت بازی نکردم. 2 هفته
I
است
think
بازی
they
نکردم.
might be able to jump into first place off of this match if they're going to be able to lock this one down. Even a second place would guarantee it.
I mean,
7-2-1 looking pretty toasty.
if they can confirm a win,
اینجا
I
دیگه
will be
باید
much happy about this team because I think so far they've got the consistency outside of the big games, but it's the big
گیک از
games
اون ور
I
تی
want
تی
to
رو
see
زد
more
اومد
out
اینجا.
of 7-2-1. And we didn't really see all that much
دیگه
of
باید
that
گیک بزنه دیگه.
in the survival stage.
تیم
Here on the other
کردستانی
hand,
721.
they are gunning
Okay.
for a top 1 spot during this match.
چرا پرچم عراق زدن؟
Solid amount of control for it as well. Geek with 4 players, but they are penned in. Fortunately, the circle keeps them in. Not so fortunate for 7-2-1, but they are in, and they do have this little ridgeline to play around. I think they've got, well, that vehicle.
اینجا زون دیگه خیلی مهمه
Don't know how
دیگه.
much mobility 7-2-1 will be able to find.
I mean, Geek just have a compound, right? I think it's not the greatest, it's not the best compound of all time, but it's certainly a position to play. Late game, they can even use the rooftops to really manhandle some of these squads. Plenty of shots coming through from all the teams. TT Project trying to remain calm on that northeast side, waiting for the best time to strike, and I think they realize they need to let the circle move away from Geek.
TT Project starting to
TT زنده است
step
که
forwards.
TT یه دونش مرد نه؟
It's been that forward position for them for a while, but this ridge that they sit behind, this little mound that they're using
سوپر
as
چت
cover
چی میشه اگه
is
لایو
going to
کپی رایت
have to be
بخوره؟
left, and they're going for it now.
سوپر
They're
چت
gonna
میاد
crash into Geek. I feel like that might be
برای
a terminal
کسی
decision.
که استریمر نگران نباش.
Maybe one of the very few options left to them. They're yet to speed up out of it. No knock seen.
حتی اگه 20 تا کپی رایت هم بخوره و سوپر چت میرسه
Very quiet.
استریمر.
Still quite a few shots been sent back and forth, but not really anything found off the back of it. TT Project grab a vehicle. Neos looking to potentially move swiftly on this next shift, but they are currently outside the circle. Zerich being forced to play off this smoke. And the reason
721
they're
زونش
playing
خیلی
here is just
بده.
the slight
تی
bit
تی
of
هم
high
بده.
ground that
گیک
maybe
زون
gives
داره
them a
جاش
different
بده.
angle on this one. Smoke
Yo,
over
yo,
towards
yo,
the
yo,
tree.
yo. چه اسپری داره
Really
می‌زنه.
nicely played here. Don't think Neos had to move further.
اینجا کجا میتونی بری؟
One off, two behind the tree. I don't
لو
think you can
میتونی
hold
بری
enough
زیر
cover from the
تخته شاید.
sidelines. You have to split
اونم
off
شاید
there.
جای
And
دیگه
now
نیست.
two players left for TT Project, but they are both in the circle, Blank. They are both in this next zone. Geek may just let this one come to them.
Both teams on this next one are going to have a very tough push in. Basically, TT Project need a northeast shift. For 7-2-1, they need something heading over towards that northwest side, but more importantly, they need this to pull off from the compound.
الان تی تی اونجا زون داره. ای دهنت سرویس تی تی.
Flex out necessary, potentially. Come on through. Oh, southeast side. I think it just about cuts the compound out, Blank.
There is no hard cover for TT Project to work with, so even though this is helpful to them, you look in front of them here, where do they go? They're going to be one of the last teams
اینجا
to
اگه
have to
وین نکنی
move,
گیک
which
دیگه
is
واقعا.
good for them.
زونم طرف تی تیه ولی گیک میتونه از اون ور پایین بره فکر کنم.
For the forward position, but 7-2-1 have to regroup on top of it as well.
721 اول میمیره. الان 721 میره طرف.
To leverage this angle, and TT Project really can't peek so much right now, which means that
اوه
his
نه این
approach
مالک
was
جاش
a
خوبه.
lot safer. EK a little bit further down the ridgeline, and now the back duo is going to move in to rejoin.
اوه اونجا
How do they
دیپه.
spread out around this,
اینجا کجاه؟
especially once they start getting into nade range.
And 7-2-1 move up. Like you said, this loot crate was phenomenal for them. Creating a forward position, you can push the vehicles onto it, the vehicles explode, but you still got somewhere to play.
جا
The
نه
sad
راست
thing
راحت
is,
گیک
it's right on
میتونه
the
بره
edge of the
جلو.
circle, but it buys them time.
کسی کارش
And
نداره.
time is what they need here.
I mean, if you're Geek, popping someone onto the roof for a little bit might be the opener that you need, but Easy for Bad Boy says, no, I'll do it down and dirty on the ground floor. gets that first knock over towards 721, who are playing as 3, but a big shot down comes through from Zerich. I thought that was it looked a little bit far away, but an opener there. 721 will lose them, and that's what I was looking for. Kevin now
oha این یکی میمون کجا رفته
چجوری رفتیم بالا
Yeah, that rooftop is so insanely good. You see it utilized so much, but they had to wait a
اوه
little
این
bit for these teams
واه یه
to
نزدیک
drop
نیدا
over towards
میگیره
the low ground. Zerich goes down. Now just effect for the MG3. How much further can he go? These nades start to bounce over the
نیدا رو
top.
نیدا چقدر نید دارن
721 have so much being sent their way. EK still have a couple more left in the tank. That one's
چرا
gonna
نیداش
bounce.
نمیگیره
I don't think it finds it, but it
اون تیم تموم
falls.
شد
That is going to put 721, I believe, in the first place spot here, Blank. But the question is, how far can they go in a 2 versus 4? Rayhan needs something special. Malik needs to find it, but they all step on each other. And the nade goes bang.
تیم خودش رو نید کرد
Denied their points there.
That's
Right at the end.
76.
That's very smart
No
coming
way.
through from 721. They realize they're quite far ahead.
چقدر فول هیت
I respect the strategy at that stage of the game. You realize, you know what, we're not getting anything off
Yeah,
back of this.
76.
Let's just go down. If we get maybe 1 or 2 openers there, different story.
What an ascension coming through from
این
721.
تیتیه
They've just been this sort of quiet dark
افکت مثلا
presence
توی
on the
این شخص
outside.
اوه این راستی هم
This
دیدم
game
قیافش یه
was a
جایی
lot louder from them.
For
اینا
sure, for sure.
تیم
I think
کدوم
for
کشور
721,
حساب
like I
میشن؟
said, what I needed to convince me that this team maybe had a shot towards the top side was a good game like this. A strong game. Not one where they got a couple of things at the start and then went and hid out somewhere for the later game. Very viable strategy, by the way, but not one that's going to get you enough points to get to the top. If they can have some games like this here and there, might be
این چرا
enough.
حال نداره این
May
یکی
very well be
بدبخت
721 playing from that North George position.
آقا یه کاری کنیم صبر کن
Towards that fight on the north
اینجا تا
side,
اینجا چقدر طول کشید
that was embroiled with so many different teams.
من مچ 1 و 2 3 شو با هم ندیدیم مچ 1 و 2 3 شو ببینیم تیم‌ها چجوری فایت میدادن یه نگاه خلاصه کنیم
Factory, all the actions happening elsewhere. 721 also getting stuck
Scarface.
into the thick of it.
Oh, seems like Aurora as well. Joker holds the door frame. That is too swift for it.
اینجا مثلا
Scarface
ریکال داره دیگه
control
روندش
pace.
دیگه
Aurora, they've been dominating in this area, Blank. Over in Yulin, they have had so much already handed to them. They're on 3 eliminations. They're looking to keep this one going. But Aurora, okay.
اسپاتو اینجا لند میکنه افل
The outpost before Thrives. I think he might have done.
Flash lose 2 to Masku. With the help of very, very nice Molotov here. Doc finding 4 Thrives as well. 4 Thrives really suffering at the hand of a lot of teams at the moment. Doc will
روندش
take down
دیدنی بود
Flak.
آجی فول فایت
DS win down, but Bozy, Top Z, a deadly duo to be sure.
Someone you can't trifle with.
Ooh.
Is going to cut the mustard.
What
And
the
Team
hell?
Flash, you lose another. Don't worry though, a lot of these teams will be able to get these recalls. Aurora, in the meantime, with T24 on site. Before Thrives, they're back up to 3. They have full control over Neon's
فورتیو
factory, which I don't know how they
فوریو
managed that. It seems like nobody wants to
Aurora.
go near them on that spot. Everyone else is much
این
more
تیم
preoccupied
دوکینا اسمش
elsewhere.
چجوری
But
خونده
a
میشه
roll back on
آورورا
in
یا
towards Yulin.
آورا نیست
Seemingly
چون
gone
یه
quite
دونه
well to open it up.
آور او بیشتر داره اونجا آورورا میشه
Kind of an astonishing and good performance from him. I think there was a lot expected out from the likes of Falak, but T24 stepped up where it's really counted. BTR coming in with the shots over towards 721. You can probably already hear the crowd silence. Will quiet it down over here.
دیگه این فقط پلیر برزیل دیگه آورورا
The M249 extended battle here will be prevalent for him.
Kevin looking to keep that suppressive fire down, and Sky darts for the cliff face, needs closer range. That UMP can come into effect, and that's what you're looking for.
زد دهنش سرویس
They were able to
کرد
top Group 1 Blank. Many purported it to be the group of
حاجی
death. It
لباسشون
looks like they're trying to keep that roll going with 4 eliminations already. This is a good start. They do have a lot more skill to fight through though. in their
4
area.
تا تیم تو این چیزا لند کرد 4 تا تیم
Love that run out from Sky though. Really just takes his time to go for it. Versus M249, that's a really risky play, but sort of hides himself along that ridge side.
ریکال شدن پلیرها رو
Obviously, it does take the gun skill to make it happen, and he still keeps going. Chiefs down next, and Horrors opening up a big way on this first match.
این خب مچ اوله مچ اول من کاشکی زودتر ای بابا زودتر میومدم نگاه می‌کردم ولی هنوز 2 تا مچ از اون ور مونده فردام 6 تا مچ مونده اوکیه این تنهای مهمشه ولی ببینیم مثلا این فایت
They might have been thrown a lifeline low. There are third-party angles.
Oh, whoa.
Reapers could go for this res, but there's still more nades, and that's what he's worried about here. Doc goes down.
Yo,
the offline Boom are doing work here against Aurora, and Reapers really needs to stand up tall on the defense with Doc down, Zyol and Reapers.
چرا اینا تو فایت دارن میبازن؟ مگه داریم؟
Drop like an anvil here versus Octa. Doesn't quite find the bounce on it, and now he's surrounded. All angles, moves out. Will get a knock, but Octa will finish him off here. Immediately in the midst of the chaos, they're going to go for the res upstairs. The nade looks pretty decent. It heads in.
Yo,
Aurora is out on the first 7 minutes of Rondo.
Boom goes the dynamite, and Aurora go down. What a massive turnaround. They set
اولین تیم آورورا هست شده بوده. اینجا چی
Going
داریم؟
out and being unresable is a bit of a gut punch here for S2G.
BTR now in an engagement. They did manage to get the recall off, and they are rolling in towards Furia. They want revenge, but no. Igor's there.
فایتا سنگینه و یک به یک اینا.
They may just be able to pick their teammate up in stage 3. It's Rentable in the zone still. Razak can't quite thread the needle there. The backup for BTR is going to come on in. Furia taking damage, but they keep dishing it out in response. Another, and the spray down. Razy can't connect either. And it is almost all over. It is
what the?
Furia roll them down. And BTR, the second team to fall out here in Rondo.
A really good comeback there.
SCG با گیمی استار فایت بده.
Razy was looking on fire, but Furia hold on. There's no one really else in that area either, so they can get a full team reset here.
برو داخل. عجب آدمی هستی به قرآن.
Looking to finish them off. It's Turkey on Turkey action.
Popping in and out of the windows. Maniac has the sideswipe back up, but Soulcade's trying to
roll
in
الان
for the
ستایی
assist.
فیلمندی.
It's all too much to bear. S2G need a miracle now to keep this one rolling. I don't know if they've got it in the tank, but we'll see if Soulcade can dish out the damage. The nade not going to connect there. Stops the push. Open sightlines of a shotgun, and S2G will not do so. Soulcade down, and that is another team, a third team to fall, as Pandem are in danger too. A fourth team evaporate.
Huge shots from Ephius. Zerich now looking to keep things going for the squad. A couple of players are in trouble. Ephius backing up, he understands he needs to get outside the sidelines. Zerich doesn't even attempt to go for the res. As Rolex from Gaming Stars will keep putting the pressure on, keep sending those rounds down range.
PUBG PC این چشمات نمیبینه؟ سودایس یه کجاش PUBG PCه؟ نه این مچ رو بریم کی وین کرد؟
Press this ridgeline. Furia have got all 4 players alive though, and they are all live and kicking, looking pretty healthy. Goat team fall. They couldn't bear the pressure of maintaining that summit. And Furia are on 14 elims blank. The hot drop, hot shots from Horror did well.
فوریا اون صحنه رو زد از اونجا زنده اومدن. نگاه 4 نفره.
The rage is building in the boys. Now looking to take things a little bit further. The elims nicely spread across the team. Everyone is warmed up and ready to go. A battle for PMGO Season 1 history here. If Horror is able to get the win, it's going to set themselves up in a massive way going through into tomorrow.
Team is true for Furia though. And with 3 players alive on Horror, they do have the numbers advantage. Horror are also more exposed to those sneaky little snake angles from the solos. Ulf have Ketch still in action, and 721 still have their solo representative too, and those angles are more towards Horror.
The Fury has to peak first, and
جایزش چیه؟
a lot of high ground, a lot of control to work with. Without having the 2-man push either side of the mountain, like Goat did, Horror suddenly in this position now where they can live it out almost.
کسی میدونه جایزش چیه و چت؟
Those backstabs that are going to be very nasty towards them. Ketch is coming through like a ninja alongside with Masku.
دارم سرچ میکنم، صبر کن.
I'm looking at the utility blank, and this is something that's quite interesting. Obviously, Oda earning a lot of their
2,500,000 میگه جایزه کلیش.
early game meant that they go to their looting phase afterwards and pick up those nades. Furia have been using their nades in this late game to pick up those
چه
points, which
میدونم.
means they're only on 1 in the pocket. Horror, they're on 6, and that could be a massive difference maker.
Well, the big difference maker is that
چه مچی بوده این مچ؟
to grab on the high ground.
$50,000 نیستشون.
Goat to take out there.
$50,000 خیلی کمه این $50,000
Just
باشه.
pilfer through, and they've happily gone for that one. I'm sure there was still some left remaining on the side of Goat team.
خیلی کمه $50,000 اگه $50,000 باشه. منم دیدم $50,000 یه دونه ولی
They're all on the same side. Sky throws the first. It's a little bit too close, and the nades start to fly over the top here. But Furia, stay patient, stay calm.
Managed to find a second nade as well, which means they're onto the boxes. Can start to pilfer through them potentially.
اسکای رو نگاه 9 تا کیل گرفته اورا. یا خدا. آروم. ریلکس. چیل برو.
Does mean that he's somewhat isolated, but sooner or later, either he is going to catch sight of Ora or Ora are going to catch sight of him. It's only a matter of time. Igor tries to roll forwards, get a little bit more info.
I mean, he's doing great here. He is pulling out nades from Ora that he desperately needs. So now they're dead even on the nade count. Massive, just going to deny the point outside. Will grab themselves a 4 for 9 eliminations. Not a bad first game for them. I think that might be the last nade coming through from Horror now. They found another.
Furia also down to
0. Got those 3 Molotovs though. Of course, those smoke launchers not appearing. We don't have an exact count on exactly how much smoke.
کسی نبینه.
I mean, they should know that there's a solo survivor, and they are being wary. And I think this is a big part of why Horror hasn't started to get a little bit closer to this ridgeline. Next circle closes dead center blank. We're into the final stage. Ketch is still alive. Sky can't quite find the angles.
Oh, desperate for a second place here. Silence finds a good amount of damage with the DP. Now looking to move around the side.
چقدر کیل زده فوریا این مچو.
A big nade does a fair bit of damage. Do they have the meds, the supplies to get back on board? But
14 تا کیل زده.
Mighty fine in terms of the health count.
Alright, if they clear this lobby, they get a 21 elim game blank. It is a potentially
I don't play sports, guys. I'm a streamer. I really want to play in this area, but for now, no.
With raw firepower, but they do have plenty.
Ketch just grabbed himself a P90, gifted by the loot crate. In comes Furia. They're just going to send a little bit further up here. Sky's on the first to face, but he has been magnificent today. Opens up with some massive damage. There's an evener. 3 versus 3, but a good pick off coming through. And Ketch also moving in with a P90.
Leaving order now just with Sleepy alive. Ketch is spotted on the back line.
He's down now.
And a 3 versus 1. For Furia to run through. Aura denied at the very last. Maybe, unless they can find something miraculous here. Chief has gone down. Silence is low.
Damage.
Sleepy stepping up. Igor now. A 1 versus 1. Aura to claim it. Where's the ammo?
Yo. What's that?
Furia shut him down in the final moment. But it was down to the wire.
اوکی اینو فوریا وین کرد خیلی هم کیل گرفت. مچ شروع نشد؟ یو مچ شروع شده. بریم طرف مچ میرامور. آقا این مچ 5مشه دیگه.
Up until this day, I think it's safe to say. I will sort of wait
چند
till
تا
the
تیم
end of the day
16
to
تا
sort of
تیم.
fully lock that in, but they have very much been surprising.
I'm reading the chat. Go watch Eren 1v4.
Near the conversation of a team that
Eren 1v4.
There were some incredible teams
Okay.
in Uzbekistan.
After this match I will
But very
watch
different
that.
format where we didn't have global teams around the world all coming. We had very new teams coming
Oh,
in
Jamie
where you
started
could
players
differentiate
finished.
yourselves in those kind of lobbies. Here it's very hard to. So for 7-2-1, you're right. A really standout performance from them. Very impressive stuff. It's an interesting playstyle they go for. Again, I have to compliment the fact that they have such incredible map knowledge. And that's the only way they survive in a lot of these situations. So this team's done their homework. Certainly done their homework.
Juice.
paying off now, especially after that last
چه
match.
اسپات گنده‌ای لند میکنن این دوتا تیم. لوسلو اوه بد بوی کیو زد. کیت اونجا کیت بگیر.
And they have been back to that disappointing performance that we saw from them in Group A, just about able to squeak through in the final moments.
این بد بوی هم پلیر خوبیه. این بد بوی من ازبکستانی نیست، چجوری هم تیمیاش با عرباس انگلیسیش می‌نویسی اونقدر خوبه واقعا. و گیگ اونور یکیشونیش میشه، فلش یکیشونیش میشه.
It's sort of easy to forget, but they were just so incredibly dominant in those survival stages in basically every scenario you put them in.
Yeah, I think for Flash in particular, incredible squad all round, especially in that survival stage. But like I said, I keep saying it, it's a very different lobby this. Different caliber of players you coming up against.
ببین چجوری بازی میکنن تیم‌ها، میرن توی اسپات هم دیگه سرم یه کمپ میکنن. این بدبخت رو نگاه، اینو این چجوری فینیش شده بوده. این همه با این فینیکس بازی میکنن. سمت چپ رو نگاه، دقیقاً سمت چپ پایین نوشته این فینیکس اسپانسر این چیز هستن. Which team are you supporting? Ulf. Ulf, yes.
Looks like it tastes terrible. So it's all okay for us after all.
Gotcha. It's going to be a look at us because they're not listening to us right now. They are confused.
The first one looked delicious and seemed to be delicious. The second one, the flavor didn't seem to compete with the boys.
If you also join the esport, no, I don't. I can't, guys. I'm streaming right now. I think I might have enjoyed that when I was like
18 to 20. Not so much anymore. I'm old man now.
Not even a blue fizzy pop?
Unfortunately. یکی بچه‌ها میگه ای اسپورت چرا بازی نمی‌کنی؟ من الان استریمرم دیگه. ای اسپورت رو بخوای بری بازی کنی باید یه سال از اول بیای شروع کنی. خیلی طول میکشه کلا. برای استریمر شاید کار منطقی نباشه. مگه اینکه یه اسپانسر بیاد بگه او من مثلا اسپانسر میشم. حالا اگر استریمم نکردی، نه من استریمو دوست دارم ازش کنم، یه اسپانسرم نمیخوام. نورمت thank you so much. فوریا چه بازی داره میکنه؟ از فوریا فکر نمی‌کردم توقع اینقدر بازی نداشتم. 39 پوینت خیلی خوبه بعد 4 مچ. اینم مچ پنجم. اوه اولف کجا رو گرفته؟ وای از اون کامپان متنفرم. اوه
Yeah, you are going to feel the squeeze here, though.
Ulf, they went down a pretty tricky rotate in that last match, but the match before that.
Alpha 7 نیست حال نمیده. Alpha 7 بدبخت اسکولا آقا فیلم چیز هست شدن دیگه.
Hopefully on Miramar they can get a little bit more done. Of course, a lot of attention to S2G in this game, as the desk has been talking about, as we've seen from them previously. They got in.
Which one is hard? The Esport or Ultimate? Of course, the Esport, bro. Ultimate is also hard, but
they're going to be coming into this circle quite late.
No,
so they definitely
the Esport is different, bro.
Waves to try and jump into this circle and jump into the runnings on these tables.
Boom. مثلا یه سری تیم‌ها رو من نمی‌شناسم اینجا. اولین بار می‌بینم. بوم اولین بار می‌بینم. PMGO هم اولین بار می‌بینم. بقیه‌شون دیدم قبلا جای دیگه. گیمینگ استارز هم تیم پلیراشو می‌شناسم من.
As always, we're waiting for stage 2. The classic. The big old shift on stage 2.
BTR player BTR hiç görmemişim. Ryzak, Federals,
Power Grid, Picardo way.
Axel, Razy.
Fun ending here at Global.
پارسال آلفا 7 قهرمان PMGC شد. آره.
Not so fun if you're trying to bid for one of the top.
خیلی تورنمنت بالی بود اون تورنمنت.
S2G have moved in on the north side of Los Leones. Captaining the hills.
040 has the ability and Aurora to win. What do you think?
Next circle about to come in though.
40 have 34 points. Aurora
most teams already in position here.
No,
you can see a couple of shots ringing off coming through from BTR. Looking onwards to TT Project.
Aurora, I don't think so for Aurora.
At the moment.
maybe 40 win, yeah, maybe.
It's kind of undecided. We
But
have
Aurora
like,
have
space
20
that northern
points.
side. You can tuck yourself in towards those sloping hills on the south if you want, but
فرق بین PMGC و PMGO چیست؟ PMGC PUBG Mobile Global Championship PMGO PUBG Mobile Global Open دو تا تورنمنت مختلفن. PMGC مهمتره. مثل این میمونه که تو بری چمپیونز لیگ بازی کنی یا مثلا یا اینترنشنال کاپ بری بازی کنی مثل فوتبال. اوه فایتو
As Panda tried to make an entry, but it's not going their way. Can you get Hazaifa back to his feet, though? He's crawling back, desperately trying to get into a resible position here, but looks like
این پلیر آخرش چیکار میخوای بکنی؟ یو
a timing on that nade. Pandem, they're staying down at the bottom of the tables. This is not good news. On home turf, they have only managed to rack up 3 points in 5 matches.
PMGC چمپیونز لیگه. خیلی سخت‌تره. خیلی مهم‌ترم است. اینترنشنال لیگ PMGO. تیم‌ها فقط میرن یه کاپی میبرن، یه جایزه میبرن، ولی مثلا تو بری بگی چمپیونز لیگ دارم مهم‌تره یا بگی که چیز دارم اینترنشنال لیگ کاپ دارم مثلا PMWC PUBG Mobile World Cup. PMWC باز میشه مثلا PMWC تو فوتبال مثال نداره ای با PMWC باز از PMGO مهمتر به نظرم، ولی باز PMWC از PMGC مهمتر نیست. PMGC مهمتر از همش. تو PMGC رو وین کنی اون از همه مهمتره. اون ستاره میذارن رو لوگو از روی PMGC هستن.
Very early in the game, especially how central this is to S2G finding Falak as he did make a move out from here. First elim for S2G.
40 الان اونور بودیم. اینور اومد فینیش شد یکیش.
Got a 100% win rate on every Miramar we've seen, Blank, from them. They're basically guaranteed to win. Statistics don't lie.
Falak هم فینیش شد.
Your statistics aren't lying. What you're inferring from them maybe is a stretch.
Oh, you know, 100% win rate. They should have just retired there. They just kept their 100%
Is it 12 matches? Yes, 12 matches, and this is the
as we go to the eastern,
match
the western
5.
points of Los Leones, out to the east of Chumacero.
اولف نگاه جاشو چه وسطه. الان بهترین جا رو کی داره؟ بوم خیلی جای خوبی داره، استوجی خیلی جاش خوبه، اولف جاش خوبه بیرون نمیتونه بیاد ولی از اونجا گیک جاش خوبه بیرون نمیتونه بیاد ولی سخته. فوریا جاش بهتر از اولف حتی برای خارج شدن و روتیت کردن. اولف فقط الان با شانس زون باید حرکت بکنه دیگه.
A lot of teams coming your way and they don't have a significantly strong position to hold him with 3. Furia making a little rap, threading the needle right now on the south side, past Boom as well as the Flash.
یو چه جای بدی داره میره فوریا. No, don't go there. Guys. اینجا یه دیپ داره اینجا. اینجا هم خوبه اگه برسن.
Furia get across. They are going to be able to res this one. Hopefully patch themselves back together and charge back towards the top spots.
I mean, for Furia, like you say, are able to get their reset on this one, which is nice. Have to drop a few smokes to make it happen, though, which is a little bit uncomfortable for them. As they're not towards the center of the circle right now. Top's finding a shot through the smoke towards the Yala. And he's a solo in the front line, which means they immediately need to reset their positions again.
Damage pouring on back. Zeus with an off angle, though. A really clean off angle there. Doesn't stop the player moving forwards, but they can isolate him, right? That is the big danger. He blasts the door if it's hindered as well. He's going to take damage over towards those vehicles to boot. Chief is trying to stop him from
اینجا فوریا می بود به نظرم بالا میموند.
A really nice cover off angle for Team Flash, but oh, okay. I thought he was getting a little bit too big for his boots on that peak.
I mean, all he has to do is take shots over towards the vehicle's tires, and it's going to maroon the guys from Furia in the future. But in comes PTR. Diaz has been quite a loud presence. He's going to go check it out, actually. Seems bold. Yeah, send back.
BTR seemingly a little bit cautious on this, perhaps worried of more angles there, although they should have only been hearing one.
حاجی تیم FL واقعا تیم خوبی، چجوری 15 تا پوینت داره؟
Taking shots out from that angle, but the regroup comes in. Flash will keep their 3 players alive, and BTR take up position on that hill out to the west. And you know what? It's kind of okay that they let BTR have that hill, right? Because Furia on that angle, they're still going to get covered off from that side swipe angle, which still splits them up and makes their compound a lot
کپی رایت نمیخوره بابا، این که یوفا که نیستش، پابجی موبایل بابا. پابجی موبایل از خودش هم هست که بیان استریم کنن، استریم را بیان نگاه کنن. شبکه تلویزیونی که نیستش که پابجی موبایل کپی رایت بخوره. تو تلویزیون کسی پابجی موبایل نگاه کنه؟ همچین شبکه‌ای داریم پابجی موبایل پخش کنن.
But for everyone else, it's super comfortable. There's no real problem here, no real issue. 7-2-1, importantly, as a format, down towards the southwest side.
That roadside position as well. For TT Project, that might look quite appetizing with a boom across the road as well. That's really, really tough to make that crossing. BTR, as you said before, one of the teams with more challenge than most right now, moving forwards into this next circle. Looks like they're going to keep trying to swing on that south edge. I don't think this is a terrible idea. They should have spotted that Team Flash have just left their position as well.
Live vision.
Team Flash are actually doing pretty well to get across the road. I like that road taking them to
EA هم 33 تا پوینت داره. اوکی. چرا پرچمشون شبیه کاستاریکاه؟ کدوم کشور این؟ کاستاریکا نیست ولی.
They know all the angles. They need to cover off from Furia, so setting themselves in front of them is not a bad idea. The Flash being on.
درست میشه الان.
3 now losing even more a little bit here, very low on 2 of their players, incredibly low in fact.
بله اینجا اورورا یه گیرش
with a chance to hold it off with a mini 14 on the hip fire, able to dispatch another knock. And now he can fall back.
اون یکی رو یا خدا، اون یکی رو یکی بگیره پرواز کرد.
And they just can't weather the storm. Irina were trying to punch in towards that 30-point gang, but not able to do it any further. They go down, only 2 eliminations. They will fall, and now Aurora have a challenge.
Mini 14 Forte there coming through from top. I mean, this guy has been known for that weapon for such a long time. I just didn't think that he would be using it as his close-range weapon as well. Fairly impressive result, but I think Top certainly put the Mini 14 on the map.
آجی اورورا یهو بیاد از اینجا 26 تا پوینت یه وین بگیره بیاد تاپ 1 یهو چمپیون شه.
Top just makes it look legendary.
اونقدر سخت نیست ولی.
TT Project did slowly make their way in. So they start to cross the road now. Flash similarly took a lot of damage. Igor getting a knock, but no flush. So Flash did reset. Definitely armors looking a little bit grim there. No compound that they're in either, so no chance at repairs for the time being or replacements.
الان مثلا جیک رو نگاه کن، جیک امکان نداره از اونجا بیاد بیرون.
Continuing to put pressure on Aura, trying to move on into their northwest side.
What
a sit down coming through from Octa. Okay, a headshot, a spray down with a scar. That should be fairly easily resable though, so no massive harm done. However, Aurora
هورا مثلا روتیتش خیلی راحت از اونور میره. جیک گیر کرده. اولف مثلا اولف باز جاش از جیک بهتره. اولف هم ولی گیر کرده. فورسی میخواد رو استوجی بازی کنه. چرا سارا؟ آدم خواب میگیره خودت بازی نمی‌کنی. اینجوری بچه نگاه نکنید به PMGO. تورنمنتیه که بعد نگاه کنیم یاد بگیریم ازش. همیشه اینطوری نیست که تو بازی کنی با بازی یاد بگیری. اینطوری نیست. من خودم هم نگاه میکنم یاد میگیرم. بعد 8 سال بازی من هنوزم فکر میکنم خیلی چیزا رو آدم بلد نیست دیگه. حالا بلد نیست که یاد باید نگاه کنه یاد بگیره دیگه از بقیه. چرا یاد نگیری؟ داداش پیاده شد. پرکفیت باشین.
In the meantime, TT Project want to move forwards, but 7-2-1 have been here for just a little bit too long. They are firm in their hold. Neos will go down to half HP on the bleed out as well. Some is churned back their way, but it's just not going to work out. That is nasty stuff as 7-2-1 launch another nade towards the back line. Doesn't quite connect. And there's no answer either.
Smoke's been dropped down as well just to isolate vision, just making it very difficult to get these nades through the window. And 7-2-1 has a very nice setup
این
here.
چه موقعیتیه؟ یه دونه نیک بندازید
goes
تموم
very
اینا.
low though, and TT Project slowly continues their
یه
march
نید
up the
تموم
hill
یه نید
whilst trying to get players back up on their feet.
اوه
But
پویز
F's
هم
goes
بالای
down
زدش.
next and Neos will bleed out. And 7-2-1's had a very effective hold. The nades are nowhere
BTR هم
close.
اومد پرت
In
کنه.
comes BTR.
They are a little bit split for BTR.
بکگراند
They
آره
have
جمع
managed
کردیم
to
دیگه
find a
سلام.
little bit of a punch through here. Another knock over towards them, but 7-2-1 finally lose one. Effect the last to stand for TT Project, and BTR have managed to get to the doorstep for the time being, but they're only playing two here. They haven't fully committed
اوه
to
اونور
this
بوم با
engagement.
اورورا فایت داره.
It looks
No,
like they want to
Aurora.
regroup on towards it. Federal is
آورورا
over
یه
the
تاپ
hills.
تیری میخوام
Now they
ببینم.
can start to put nades in. Already a knock over towards 7-2-1, but these are getting rezzed up, Blank, and soon enough they
Wolf
will
چرا
be
یکیش فینیش
taken
شده؟
away. A shot over towards TT Project actually gives BTR one of the points there. In effect, now the last to stand, but they've been let away for a
BTR
while.
ترد کرد.
BTR struggling to get in, and it's a disaster on the hop out. Looks for more, and Razy has to hold his nerve. He's the last of BTR. More players are there, but he gets another.
Everyone's so incredibly low inside the building, including himself.
Whoa.
First is good. Now looks for a
Last
second.
one.
3 players down on the inside. In comes Effect. He looks
No.
to finish the job. Might get the revenge. And one player from BTR
BTR زنده
survives.
است.
Razy weathers the storm, takes 3 of them out himself. A little assist from Effect at the end there. But that is some stalwart play but with only one player alive. It is going to be tough for BTR to go any further than that.
ای جیک چجوری اومد
Not going to
بالا؟
stop the crowd from getting
جیک
on
اون
their
هم
feet
من
though.
گفتم نمیتونه بیاد اومد زایی کرد ما رو.
7 elims on the match here, John.
ماشینا اینا رو هیچکی نزد یعنی.
Trying to please the audience a little bit here, please the crowd. No fear will go down to S2G, who currently has a 4-man, by the way.
Worry. Got to worry about S2G on Miramar. It seems like this east side is looking pretty good for them. Boom.
یه روتیشن اگریسیو از طرف
Players
تیم
alive as
آورورا.
well on their northwest compound, Blank. It's fairly well defended. It's in a really solid spot. The next circle may push them out of favor, but for now, they are very safe. Aurora, similarly, skirting around it, looking pretty good as it goes central again.
Wolf راحت میاد بالا رو تپه.
Circles so far. Very fair, but we are locking in over towards that
جای کی
location.
خوبه
You can
اینجا؟
see
جای
teams
آورورا و
are
بوم
very
خیلی
much
خوبه.
shying away from.
جای گیک هم
Do not
خوبه.
want to
بد
get
نیم قد.
near that ditch at all.
ولی مثلا فوریا
On the north side, a team vying for the top
زون
side
بعد
of the
خراب
table,
میشه
currently on
کارش.
38 points,
FL
4
کارش خراب
eliminations
میشه
this
اگه زون
game,
ندن.
chasing towards 7-2-1, who finished their match here at 43. And you can just see the difference between this survival stage and groups, where it is so tight on the tables. In match 5,
BTR زنده.
Nice and close, and that's the way I like it. You know, Blank, I don't want there to be those massive clear leaders. I want a threat from every angle. That is what battle royales are about. Horror do go down.
مرد BTR.
Will lose their final members.
بابا خب بشین داخل دیگه خب.
Despite a hero play, they will go
چقدر
no
پوینت داشت
further. The
BTR؟
placement points haven't even kicked in yet, Blank.
وای تیمای
Quite a
آسیایی
few
حاجی
teams
خراب
actually
کردن.
with
یه فورتی
every
فقط
single team has
با
3 or 4
EA
players
خوبه.
alive at this stage, so some pretty hefty hits still to
نه
be
دیگه
dished
اونا
out. They've been on 3 for quite a long time. And they're looking to
بد بوی یکی بزنه.
a little bit lower. They've already lost
Eren
one.
زدش.
Now with the loser with the loss of Easy for Bad Boy, they're the only team
نایس
on
ارن نایس.
good stuff from Ulf there. I mean, they need these points desperately. Any points are better than none for them towards that top side table. They just want to stay in
زون
contention.
اینجا مثل کلاسیک نیست.
Just in case they're able to get a big jump up on the tables.
مثل التیمیت زونش.
So getting up towards like a top 5 for Ulf, very important this game, but a difficult push in for them. And they have a really
این
quite a large
تورنتو
task
اسکین گان نیست نه.
here.
یه اکانت جدا
SSGG,
بهت میدن
it's a
اصلا بازی کنی.
3v4, and they're gonna have to
اسکین
give up
نباید
this
باشه
high
تو این
ground
تورنمنت ها.
potentially
اسکین
to
برای
them.
چی باید باشه؟
Both teams
تورنمنت
gonna have to
دیگه
move on
مثل
it.
این میمونه که
Side, the
تو
Turkish teams both have to try and navigate a similar approach.
اوه
Drives
Ulf
them
SG.
away. Ulf with a big
Nah,
opener
Solus
over
knock shot.
towards, S2G, but
نه کچ هم ناک شد.
stuck in. This is nasty. 2 knocks over towards Ulf, leaving 1 player alive. But it is Eren. We know what this man can do. Does he have the grit?
ایران نیت میکنه الان.
Back over towards S2G. That looks pretty solid. It goes a little bit long. The first res has come through, and S2G do lose one to a flush. Aaron's charging in, no fear, and he steps through. Goes for the spray, but doesn't connect on it, and he's taken so low. Has to go for the weapon swap to the attempt to go for it, but Ulf will fall. They do not make it up any higher.
نتونستن دفاع کنن.
Denied access to the top spot itself. S2G
سولس از بک نزد کسی؟
Shit. With 4 players, it's a different game for them.
Really is. Furia as well as Boom, the 2 other teams with 4 on side. Boom's been playing it very calm over towards the northwest. Go team setting these down. Bozy burning out, but will be able to get the first aid kit off, but that's without the help from top with the Mini 14. Chief steals it though.
استوجی اینجا چیکار میکنه؟
Who's another on the knock?
بابا اینقدر سریع هم روتیت نکنه، هم بالا جاتون بد نبوده.
They're ready for it. Lost almost certainly going to go down here. No time for S2G to mount an offensive with their 2 players, Kamikaze and Hansi on the back lines. Cypher able to find that flush.
Yo.
And another nade over towards S2G. I don't think we're seeing the S2G Miramar chicken dinner. It will be locked in, and they don't go far enough, Blank.
خب اشتباه بازی کرد دیگه استوجی دیگه میذاشتی همون اولف زنده بمونه حداقل اولف روتیتش بهتر بود.
Miramar miracles are over for S2G it seems. The circle on their hand desperate to have a look at this side of the map. And we will get to have a look at it and you'll see how grim it is to play. EK under fire now from Boom trying to thread the nade in. Not as easy as it looks. Does not have any nades left to play with.
آجی فورتی الان این مچو یا فوریا یا فورتی وین بگیرن. فورتی 8 کیل. هر کدومشون وین بگیرن اول میشن. فورتی تیم پاکستان آره.
I'm interested to see what Furia can do here. They have still got 4 players alive. Very likely they're going to have to push in, and it looks like they're going to go towards the south and sweep through Goat Team potentially, or try and slip that one entirely. However, it's easier said than done, and that's 1, 2, 3 down. Silence the last to go for Furia. A very difficult approach from this western side.
دیگه گفتم اونجا نمیتونی بیای بیرون زون بعدی. خیلی جای بدی اونجا. اوپنه.
To take the shots over towards Furia. Meanwhile, on the north side, Boom yet to make their move.
Boom doesn't really want to do anything. They've been stuck on the northwest side. And Aurora just completely lapped them on this one. Good shots coming through from top. At distance. Boom swinging past, but Zjol with a double pickup. And this is the Aurora we were looking for.
چرا ریلود نمی‌کنی زیاد؟
That is how you pick your feet up. Start marching on. 9 eliminations there. Nades in from 4 thrives though could steal a couple points.
Boom finish shot.
It's huge.
No way.
And down go. Boom. 11 eliminations for 4 thrives.
کیلای آورورا اومد ولی.
Looking to make their mark here, but a knock over towards Hazaifa makes it a little bit tougher. Aurora are rolling over the
refuse خیلی پلیر خوبیه.
Top on a disgusting dash this game towards the top side of the rankings. Incredible shots from him so far from the Mini 14 as well as this AUG which he's been using so masterfully this game.
نه
نیدا بد داره میره. Can't quite find anything. Go also pressuring onto their side. Silence waiting underneath. Top will find him.
فوریا تموم شد.
That Thorn's taken out of the side.
Ooh, IQ nearly hitting the drop shot there, but does go low himself, needs to be careful. Healing necessary now. 4 thrives playing as 2 players as Goat Team maraud around the hilltop now. Top.
نگاه کن نیت داره یا نه آره 100% بوم نیت داره 100%. اون اصلا فایت کلوز نگرفتن اونقدر. نه نشی زیول. تاپ داره ساپورت میکنه؟ چی ساپورت؟ Ooh, refuse 1 HP. Nah.
Gets chased down by Hazaifa. Zjol now drops the deck, pulls the pin on the grenade. This will have to be a heroic lob on this one. And it goes too far.
Zjol now with a challenge top at the fence of Goat Team on his own. They just don't have the time.
ای آورورا مرد. خب برای چی اینطوری بازی کنی انقدر اگریسیو؟ بابا ریلکس باش. های گراوند رو داشتی.
4 thrives looking for their second chicken dinner today.
من فکر می‌کردم گوت بیاد ترد پارتی کنه.
There was questions about this team performing at the finals. A strong team to be sure, but did they have the guts? Did they have what it takes to be a global champion. They're looking to prove it
برو
right
فورتی
now.
وین بگیره دیگه گوت وین نگیره اینجا به نظرم فورتی اگر بگیره میاد اول میشه
Goat team are a lot closer to the edge of this next circle flank. They are maybe on the outside track here, and Four Thrives could potentially hold them at distance and try and play it that way. See if they can choke the life out rather than go for a full frontal fight, especially when you're on
فایت فورتی خیلی قوی تر از گوته
on this close mound is so ready to
اینجا
step
باید
in.
فورتی بزنم
Focus, keeping it locked down. Huzaifa on a critical angle for themselves. It's a little bit of high ground over towards the western side. All that's really playable right now. They do not want to have to move away from it, but the blue will force them. Huzaifa takes a hit at the start.
جای گوت بهتره ولی 100% دی های گراوند داره الان پلی پشتش میتونه زودتر بره پایین نه دیرتر میره پایین از بالا میبینه اونایی که رفتن پایین ها زون اونجوری داره میاد نه فکر کنم آره دیگه اول فورتی باید موف کنم آجی فورتی هیچی نداره هلمت نداره حتی
A little bit more isolated. They need to punch through. They need to find
those
smoke. Aren't giving them anything. That smoke is going to force Goat Team
یکیش از داخل سموک No way.
There's one. There's another. And they are looking for the
Last.
third for Four Thrives.
3-1.
They want this one. And through the smoke he goes. As Zypher's there. They're clearing it up. And they will
Baba,
find the
good.
final nail to blast into the coffin of
14.
Goat Team. A second chicken dinner for Four Thrives.
Looking fantastic, this team. And this is only going to further the momentum from this squad. They're not going to give up too easily going forward now. They can taste it. They can taste the trophy, taste the glory.
Blank.
این گوت تیم کجاه من نفهم
Quite far in the lead as well. They were at the top of the tables, I think, with about 4 teams remaining just on their elims. They've added 10 placement
اینا هم که خوشحال اصلا
They have just distinguished
براش من
themselves.
مهمه که ما مردیم
If someone wants a chance at catching them up tomorrow for the smash, then they need to equalize soon.
Absolutely. Goat Team, an unfortunate final moment there for them as well. Getting really crunched in by the cliff face, by that smoke, by that position.
همشون سیبیل فابریک دارن
You were able to hold out teams on
سیبیلار میزدید داداش خب ارنگل رو دیدیم مچ اول دیدیم نه مچ اول دیدیم که فوریا وین کرد این مچ دوم من مچ اول دوم سوم رو ندیدیم ما مچ اول دیدیم مچ دوم ببینیم چیکار کرد یه دونه مچ بچه‌ها میگن چیز شده یکی سولو اسکواد خیلی خفن داده کدوم مچ بودون
did have some lackluster games. Some of the matches that actually were decent were sort of gifted almost.
I mean, getting the circle always helps.
اولف 721
And it has to be said.
721 تیم قوی نیست اونقدر نه اف ال حتی قوی تر از 721 ولی اف ل نمیشه پوینتش چقدر پایینه
That little push, that little bit of power towards the end, but
فورتی خوب بازی کرد دیگه اونجا پوشت آورورا رو تونست هولد کنه دیگه اصلا آورورا رو که هست کردی دیگه گوت کاری نداره
Sky actually topping the tables there with 24. I believe this is so well. It's certainly
ارنگل معمولا خیلی
to be honest, as a solo, a hovercraft is a very dangerous vehicle to be trying to use, right? It's so obvious. Match they managed to get to a decent position to the east point of Quarry.
ما سولو اسکواد ارن مال 2 روز پیش رو میگی اونو من دیدم که اون گروپ استیج رو میگی
I think someone knows now because Eren is taking a hefty punch back and forth. Somehow the ankle's not getting clipped. Goat Team actually. Okay.
حاجی تو اولف من نمیدونم چه اینجوریه همش ارن زنده میمونه
He stepped up, he kept quiet. Still 4 nays left remaining for any push that might come anytime soon. Black back up on his feet. Four Thrives. They needed this one. They were in a good spot towards the beginning, but haven't been able to quite convert here. Like you say, Eren right on the edge of the circle, nowhere to go either.
Alpha 7 نه بابا Alpha 7 بدبخت بیچاره Alpha 7
try and make this push, but do you think that Ulf might be going down
Alpha
pretty
7
soon?
دهن سرویس
Not a terrible match though. Not a terrible match.
Goat Team again in a pretty solid spot. Well, I say solid. It's on the beach, right? So they've got a little bit of cover.
Oh, it is now.
Okay, it's a really solid spot. That is a
این گوت خیلی تیم
the west side.
بی استراتژی احساس می‌کنم
specific area of the map to play. This might just be going earlier than we thought.
اینجا کسی نگاه اینجا رو اینجا آبازیه آجی گو تو کی آورده تو این تورنمنت واقعا کاسن یه پوزیشن رو نمیتونن هولد کنن اینجا رو کی وین کرد
Four Thrives with the entire armory at their back. 12 nades, 3 smokes, 3 mollies. They're good to go. E-Arena lost that advantage they had with the 1 extra player. So Turney K has to hit some banger shots now. Balak exposed for just a second, but not too long.
A nade. Oh, doesn't quite clip Joker. Maybe a
اینجا باید حتما فورتی وین کرده باشه فورتی از یک تیم بهتره پوزیشنشون بهتره
Tries to go for the shots over the top side there. Very ambitious play from him, but if he hit them, would have probably sparked the arena into action because they have been roaming, they have been roving over this map so far.
گود تیم خوبی نیست به نظرم نمیتونه نمیدونم از این تیماس فکر کنم از PMSL اینا اومده از PMSL اروپا اومده یا مثلا
Mormon waiting now. A moment to strike. And these players are small dips, divots that are keeping Four Thrives alive here. But E-Arena start to move in. They're putting the pedal to the metal.
In they go immediately, and the nade doesn't quite get the job done. IQ has the backup. They're moving in at Four Thrives. Have a linear fight to approach, and E-Arena are going low. The spray down the bounce on the nade doesn't get the read on. And now it's just Mormon. They tried to line up Four Thrives, but it was all too much. And T24 now, they've got the beat on it. They've got the circle, and Mormon without a chance in this match.
Balak moving forward, scouting out the spot, but I don't think they've got anything left. And it's a crazy nade from IQ to finish the game. Pakistan takes a chicken dinner here in the grand finals.
With their backs to the...
Okay. این مچ هم ندیدیم. اینم ندیدیم. الان مچ آخر شروع میشه و مچ قبلی یه سریشو ندیدیم.
Yeah, maybe Adren first as well.
تامنیل قشنگ می‌ذاره.
Circle just moving down towards that southwest, so we do have
تامنیل ChatGPT دادم درست کرد. حوصله نداشتم درست کنم. وقتم نبود.
Still pretty happy with their rotation towards the north, but the likes of Gaming Stars, they're very happy to hang out around Boatyard.
He'll maintain a lot of pressure from that south side.
ساعت 4:30 ویدیو هم میتونم بذارم امروزا ویدیو بذارم بچه به نظرتون اسپینا آنر مکس کردیم ویدیو خیلی دارم آخه نمیدونم
Four Thrives inside their building on the southeast side. We got some tremendous energy.
این مچ هم ببینیم سب کن شروع نشد این مچ هم ببینیم کی وین کرده سب کن
The backstop there now down and Fury is in a spot above her.
Oh, and nades are pouring in from the duo of Ulf who sit on this side of the river. The drop back and the nades are coming from all angles. Fury are full and they are down now with 37 points. Potential for Ora to jump on up and potential for Ulf to join them.
Ulf is now in an incredibly good spot here.
به نظرتون من MVP فینال اینجا کی میشه؟ کدوم پلی بیشترین کیلو میگیره از بین اینا؟ اگر میشناسید بگید و الان یکی نیاد بگید لوین و یکی اترو غلط کردم پرسیدم ولش کن
They're passing on through. Two teams that need to take control of the north side. They've got GOAT, the Remnant, down towards the south.
They crashing in on the south edge, boom, trying to make their way in.
Balak MVP میشه. اوها اون کیل زده میگه.
Getting the first flush and will look for the rest of EK. The drop down not going to go his way. As El Beryl still just rolling up these stairs, trying to take the rest of EK with them. They had a scrap with them before, one in through the window. Okay, they're going to slip right past one another there. It's a bit chaotic on the inside. Boom now down to one, and Geeke not getting the answers that they need.
یا خدا چی میزنه با تیم؟
Still using the 7.62 to his advantage. Takes a fair bit of damage, has to dip back. Last first aid kit for him. Last chance for Boom up against GK.
کار منطقی میکنه اونجاشون دیوایسشون چیزه.
Not going to walk into it though. Another challenge. The nade starting to run dry, you'd imagine. He's still got the one in the pocket. Where's he going to put it though? I feel like might be a little bit of a waste here. Not going to find anything.
We are getting an island finish.
Oh no.
We are dropping towards the island here. Water abound surrounding on all sides. You're going to have to pull up the drawbridge here because we've got a moat.
Huge moat. EK still struggled to dispatch the final player from Boom. The bounce down the stairs.
حاجی گیک هول کرده پلیراش داره نیت میکنه. فورتی اینجا میاد ترک میکنه. حاجی فورتی تیم خوبیه واقعا. حالا یه سری بچه‌ها با پاکستان مشکل دارن نمیخوان واقعیتو بگن ولی من اونطوری نیستم. من تیمی که ببینم خوبه رو میگم خوبه. هر کجایی باشه هر چی باشه. فورتی تیم خوبیه. حالا اینجا که مرد دوتاشا ولی در کل آرورام اینجا زود فینیش شده بوده. نگاه ای فینیشش کرده. وات the hell. چیکار کردن اینا؟ این البریله هنوز زنده است. این بوم از گاز بوم like junior.
Albero's stuck in the midst of these two squads. Somehow the healthiest out of all of them. I don't know how that's happened. AKM Hall he's got for these close engagements. The nade's close. Albero living, remember, no more first aid kits.
Very, very low. The bandage is there, and he will fall down. 4 thrives now into a 2 versus 2. Falak charging forwards first. GK on the top 4. They should know that there are still players here. They should know. Doesn't feel like they're acting like it though. As Goat team line up an off angle across the river.
این مچ اولف وین میکنه این مچو. آره. یو چقدر کیل گرفته بودن این مچ. 9 تا کیل.
Ulf's been so careful. They've pretty much commandeered the entirety of the northern side of this island. They cleared out everything methodically. Now they know there is nothing on this northern side. They can completely overwhelm the bank. 4 Thrives does go down at the hands of Ketch. A previous MVP of days gone past, but this man is now working his way up to be back at the top with the best.
S2G up into a second place, but already losing one of them.
حاجی لاست پلیر خوبی نیست برای آفلاین تو SG. لاست پلیر خوبی هست ولی برای آفلاین نه. کامیکازه بهتره.
A big opener onto Eren, may be able to find it, but now position is given away. They know exactly what they're playing against, and there is no way that he's going to be able to find
shot.
it. Eren pins into the back wall there, and line up a stack.
Especially because you're wanting to be in that first place. You have teams like Pandem with just 3 points. Pandem, you're absolutely gone out of the picture for me. You have 0 chance in my head that you can actually climb the ladder and end up winning. So I'm not going to be counting them out.
اوکی مچ آخر شروع میشه بچه‌ها. امروز کلا 12 تا مچ فینال. امروز 6 تا مچش بازی شده. 5 تاش بازی شده، یکیش مونده. 6 تا مچ فردا بازی میشه. این مچ آخر امروز الان. لباس استوجی خیلی زشته. رندوم دیدی یا وسط حرف زدن هیت بده یا لباسش به لوگوش نیومده. چی شد؟ ای hello.
One of the best performances, and for them to just send another statement.
Strong podium with a ton of eliminations if they want to be back in that convo.
Yeah, I think if you're Panda in particular, if you're
از خودشونه مشکل.
looking to spoil a team, I think that you really want to shut down 4 Thrives.
On the southern road, the crowd Been a bit crazy right now.
بذار سفر درست.
Nice and loud because really we need to see some more presence Seven from the local Indo teams.
If you're some of those top
فردا
teams,
من
if
شیشو
you're
لایو
in the
میذارم
top three, I'm
انشالله
just gonna put you in
فردا
the spot right
به
here,
وقت
right
بتونم
now,
بیام.
Max. How are you
از
going
مچ
to be
اولش
playing
نگاه
this
کنیم.
out? Especially if you're 7-1, you have a 17-point gap. Furia, you have a 14-point gap. Are you going to be playing aggressive? Or are you going to be playing passive from 7-1?
بابا استوجی موقعی که PMGC رو وین کرد اسکوادش خیلی اسکواد خوبی بود. این اسکواد استوجی خوبه ولی
But now it's Miramar. It's even hotter over there on the Dusty Dunes. Maybe they can make it happen. Just a strong top 5 and now
خیلی پلیر بهتری برای استوجی
a
هست.
champion contender tomorrow.
I hope we see it. It's so difficult with all this pressure on. A lot of teams sometimes just decide to kick back and just put some points on the board, but aggression is what makes you rocket launch up those leaderboards. Let's go ahead and take it on over to our casters for the last time in day number 1 of the grand finals.
اولف گریویارد لوت میکنه؟ چرا اینقدر پخش لابنتیدا میناس کروزدواله اسمارو تیم پاکستانی الان 60 پوینت داره. آره احتمال 15 تا پوینت فاصله داره. احتمال اول شدنش هست.
For this game in particular though, let's take a look at the circle. Heads over towards that western side. Fourth Thrives having Picardo here on Miramar has been such a boon for them, especially on the circles that we're getting. Really easy rotational pass for them straight away out of Picardo. Really good loot in Picardo too. Pandem having one player drop over towards Geeke.
Well, immediate drop on a DBS. That's got to feel pretty good, but the Winnie. Oh my goodness me. They're going to hunting. Really unsure about that one, as you said. Very, let's say, interesting decision from Pandem.
I mean, I guess for Pandem, they just realize, you know, they realize just as much as Seven does that this is over.
دیروز چهارم شدم چهارم. اول کوبا وایپس شد، دوم استار کاپیتان شد، سوم ویل شد، چهارم من شدم، پنجم مایکوس کلتو شد.
Probably one of the worst we've seen in a long time at a global, which is strange for a team that we know isn't bad.
0.5 average on the day, that would be, if they don't find anything else here. And they've already taken a hefty hit from Irina in that area. Maybe a little bit more, the red dot. Does make it tough, but doesn't quite connect. Joker.
داشتم میگفتم دیروز من چهارم شدم، سولسو پنجم، ششم، مایتی اسکای، هفتم، اینجوری دیگه همینجوری میرفت. ولی خب من چهارم شدم، پنجم شدم، یا ششم شدم، همش 16 پا گرفتیم دیگه.
Got 7-2-1 currently in El Pozo. I think the only team in that top 4 that is struggling is probably Ulf, who are over towards the eastern side. If we drop it down one further towards
ببینیم این مچ تیم‌ها چیکار میکنن. این مچ امیدم به اولف زیاده. تو میتونی اولف.
I think a lot of the interesting teams here are like in fairly decent spots in the circle.
یه سری تیم‌ها ناامید کردن ها. استوجی منو که ناامید نکرد. استوجی طرفدار خودش ناامید کرد. استوجی خیلی توقع دارن کلا. الان استوجی 12-20 تا پوینت. این الان وینم بگیره تاپ 10 میشه مثلا، چون بقیه تیم‌ها پوینت میگیرن دیگه. استوجی که اصلا امکان نداره تاپ 5 بشه تو این لابی مخصوصا. استوجی الان خیلی خوب بازی کنه، ششم میشه فردا.
Is probably going to be the most dynamic part of this west side of the circle. We'll see for a while. The rotations that I think people are going to be interested in. Bigatron from the northeast side, Sierra Bronca, as well as Boom from the east side, Impala. Potentially as well Geeke in El Azahar.
Geeke actually ends up, because like you say, it's a long rotate. BTR, Toria Armada, also very, very difficult. I think if, like you say, BTR get themselves a win, you know, they shove themselves up to like 40 points.
Eren maçı gir geldi.
It's definitely doable. Eren making the sprint. I don't know if he's got his vehicle trapped here or not.
Fine. He's getting his cardio in, you know. No car. Good
no cardio. Yeah.
He's trying
That's what I always say.
do always say that. It's actually quite annoying, especially when it's no relevance to anything. You know, we sit down and Plank's like, no car, good cardio, and I'm like,
حاجی فوریا داره جای آلفا 7 قشنگ کار میکنه. پلیراش هم هیچ کدوم آیالا رو من میدونم تو تیم کوست بود قبلا بازی میکرد. تیم کوست رو کسی یادش میاد؟ خیلی تیم قدیمیه.
Like a teriyaki chicken type of deal. Maybe.
I mean, orange chicken.
Orange chicken, also good. Yeah, absolutely.
Roast chicken.
Give me a
تیم عربیه من نمیدونم این تیم عربیه چجوری 43 تا پوینت داره. مثلا این تیم رو نمیشناسم.
Roast dinner. Sunday roast.
Yeah.
Lovely.
این 721 گوت 721 گوت بوم
I guess I'll find out later when someone messages me saying
با
what is that?
TND اینا رو من نمیدونم کیان. بقیه‌اش رو میشناسم.
Just like Frenzy's looking to try and roast one of the fourth rise players, but you're going to have to get up earlier than that to start cooking. You want to take down fourth rise because they are sat atop the table and looking peachy keen for more fights.
A little split at the moment though is fourth rise, so Zypher waiting in the wings does provide information back to the rest of the squad who are now in vehicles making their way on over. Pandem obviously weakened at this point in time with just 3 players alive.
حاجی PNDM 3 تا پوینت داره. 3 تا چیکار کردین؟ یعنی 6 تا مچ دارید، 5 تا مچ پلی دادین، هر مچ یه دونه کیل میگرفتید 5 میشد. باز چجوری 3 تا پوینت دارید؟ چجوری 3 تا پوینت دارید؟ PMC 2019 رو یادم نمیاد. نه بابا. تیم کوست تیم چیز بود دیگه، آرژانتینی بود تیم کوست. ولی خب آرژانتینی و برزیلیا اینا همه با هم یه زبان حرف میزنن، میفهمن هم دیگه رو. نمیدونم چقدر فرق داره ولی میفهمن هم دیگه رو. اسپانیولی کسی میدونه؟ شاید اسپانیولی با پرتغیز چقدر زبانش فرق داره؟ مثل فارسی و دریه یا مثلا مثل فارسی و عربیه مثلا؟ مثلا معلوم میشه ولی مثلا نیست.
Trying to maintain all edges right now of Monte Nuevo. It is a large city at the end of the day. But they want the options. They want the options that will follow with
مثل
stage 2.
ترکی و کردیه. حالا منصور تو هم یه چیزی گفتی. کجا میدونی واقعا اونطوریه؟ دروغ که نگفتی؟
standout is fourth rise at 60.
تراک استاپ رو لوت میکنه SCG. من لوت کردن برید دیگه.
I mean, we were talking about, you know, bubbles in previous days, right? Sixth place bubble. We were talking about getting over that 40-point threshold to feel safe.
SCG خیلی کاری سخته. الان بیا 10 تا کیل بگیره، وین بگیره، بازم همون 7-8 میشه.
It's so much lower here by approximately 5 points sort of apiece in terms of getting
اسپانیش و پرتغیز خیلی فرق دارن.
positions, and 5 points doesn't sound like a lot, but when you consider that you're talking about
من طرفدار اولفم. طرفدار که دیگه حالا اولف من پلیراشو میشناسم، بازی کردیم با هم، بازی میکنیم. از اون لحاظ میگم اولف. تیمای دیگر هم دوست دارم. اینجوری نیست که بقیه تیما رو دوست داشته باشم، فقط اولف.
It's the whole lobby sponging. We don't have one particular team that's zooming out ahead at the moment. Our lobby is finding those points here and there. Furia get a nice start with this one. The circle does go over towards the western side, hits on Monte Nuevo. So if there's any time to do it for Furia.
این برای چیه اینجوری میشه؟ درستش کنم، صبر کن.
It would be this game. Right at the end of the day to match up.
این از اینترنت من نیست داداش، خرابید خودتون.
With this shift out towards Monte Nuevo, everybody on their bikes now. BTR back at the queue on the north side with Irina a little bit ahead of them towards El Pozo. They'll have to make their way down. Raising, gonna get stuck in here. Hops to the back seat.
سرعت الان درست میشه، یکم زیاد کردم جلو بره.
Warning shots and more fired over the front bow. Axel wants to repeat that performance, wants to do more damage. Both these two teams diverging from one another though, and may just allow each other to move in on this north edge.
Slip on by.
اینقدر عقب بودیم. پاکستانی‌ها چطوری؟ اولا بازی کردن اول شدن دیگه، تیم خوبیه. تیم 14 خیلی تیم خوبیه. خیلی تیم خوبی نیست مثلا اولف خیلی بهتر از فورتیه، آورورا خیلی بهتره، ولی پابجی موبایل خب معلوم نمیکنه دیگه. تو این دنیا چی معلوم میکنه؟ هر اتفاقی برای هر چیزی ممکنه بیفته.
So BTR might have a chance at holding them out in the future. 7-2-1, take up position in Monte Nuevo. Another team towards the top here. Third place currently.
حاجی زون به ما نشون نده
A
چجوریه.
team that has sort of come out of nowhere.
رود تو EWC نمیدونم چیه. ایسترن ورلد کاپ مثلا من شاید بشه، ولی ایسترن ورلد کاپ نداریم. ایست ورلد کاپ.
Got taking shots over towards Boom, who at the moment are keeping their heads down. It's only Pandem who have lost a player. We're still at 63 players in the lobby. Next circle is just about to display itself, and we're going down towards the south side of this one, towards La Riera.
Wolf rotateش راحته.
Ground on the north side of Shubasat.
Very southern shift here, down towards the south side, like you say.
Boom تو لو گراونده نه آورورا تو لو گراونده. بوم جاش خوبه.
It's a good start to their game. Furia moving in. La Riera, they have the valley here, but the West Ridge is still in, but probably not for long. BTR trying to take shots over towards Geeke. They are making a bunch of enemies during this game, but they finally will hit their mark.
بابا انقدر گیر کردی، یعنی دهن ما رو سرویس کردی تو. گیر نکن جان بچت. الان درست میشه ولی عقب میمونیم باز. شاید باید شاید 1080 بذارم.
Past Monte Nuevo, which is a non-trivial direction to have to go. You're worried about teams who are already posted up beyond it, as well as the duo from Geeke, who you've just seen fleeing. Horror are going to clamp down on the east side of it. And for BTR, I think they've got a really tough situation on their hands.
BTR, I don't really know how they play this one out. The arena already skipped the queue, basically, to get down towards that south side on that area. I mean, they'll also struggle, honestly, in the future.
تیم ست تا پوینت داره PDN. اینو چی بگه آدم؟
But there is Ulf, Flash, Boom, Pandem, all down towards that south side.
الان درست میشن.
They do have the angles on. Boom brings one in over towards Flash. Just the start of things, though.
Has to slow down in the
اوها اینجا رو میخواد بگیره.
Gibran as well. Maybe dropping off here, or are they going to go for the fight? They've drawn the ire of Pandem, which, granted, isn't very fearsome right now, Blank, but still, it's a trouble. It's a problem, potentially, especially with
البریل اسمو سانجو اوکتا
lurking in the wings.
یا میرن.
Always happen on that final match. Sanju from Boom looking down that way. S2G rocking in from that south side. They just swung by Chumasera. Things start to slow down. Aurora Gaming laughing at the moment. Incredibly good position from them. The desk was saying that things that would shake the top side of the lobby up would be Aurora Gaming getting a win. The 4 Thrives Aurora Gaming smoothie.
Would be good to see. I mean, they've really ramped up in terms of performance over the course of the day for Aurora. They started off very slow, not having the start that they wanted, so getting a
چیز بازی میکنه. گم بازی میکنه.
Booster going into the final day and potentially into those smash zones. Next circle coming through where they're going to stay central. I mean, it's fairly secure no matter what. That east side gets thrown a little bit of a bone, but the road gets harder for BTR on that north side. I mean, they've had a tough time of it so far, but
Wolf با 40 فایت میشه اینجا به
especially when
نظرم.
you consider you've got 7-2-1
اونایی
and
که هم
TT
پایین
Project as well
البته.
as Furia across the road right next door to them.
Yeah, a lot of difficult approaches right now. BTR, I just don't know how much further they get off the back of this one. It's such a hard rotate. They already made a long journey round the side over towards the northwest and now need to push even further
باب یکی
through
اونا
to the
کسین
east.
شده.
7-2-1, like you say,
تیم
holding that
سایلس
road
نه
as well.
هست شده
So once you
اونا
start to
هست
cross,
شدن کاش که
likely
نبودن.
you'll get taken shots from them.
اونا بدشانسی آوردن.
And then Aura is that arbiter on that northern edge, not letting anyone in from that Driera Valley.
ببین تیم رگنوم کاریا تیم سایلس خیلی تیم خوبیه برای آفلاین. توی ایونت های حضوری، تورنمنت های حضوری که بریم اونجا دیوایس بدم اونجوری بازی کنیم. وگرنه ایمی تیمای ترکیه مثلا هر کدوم با دیوایس خودشون تو خونه بشینن بازی کنن 10 تا تیم ایمشون یه چیزه. واسه همین اونا حذف شدن دیگه، اون که ایونت آفلاین نبود. تیمای دیگه خوب بازی کردن، اینا نتونستن خوب بازی کنن.
Federalis is the first to fall. Will there be more? Because there is still answers. There is still life left in the home team. As Razy looks to clap a shot.
توپو نگاه با مینی داره ناک میگیره.
Towards 721 as well as
یه شش بیا داره بازی میکنم. باید پلی استیشن بخرم دیگه براش.
Razak was incredibly low, managed to get the first aid kit off there.
چون برای پی سی نمیاد میگن.
He's able to just about look out of it. They did lose Federalis. Heavy hit to the squad. We already mentioned it, it's just how do they make their way through here? This is such a difficult rotation for BTR. E-Arena may have got the better of it down towards that south side, but they're still dealing with GOAT, who are swirling on that southwest edge. A whirlpool of goats.
Is a really difficult wall to try and get past. Those Ladriera ridge lines, those valleys, notoriously difficult to traverse, to get across laterally. And GOAT team, they have the high ground. E-Arena will suffer there.
حاجی خیلی مونده، 59 نفر مونده، یا خدا. دیگه این مچ هر تیم یه دونه فینیش داره، اصلا تیمی نیست که دوتاش فینیش شده باشه. چرا اون گیک هست البته، ولی همه تیم‌ها هستن. او فایت.
Doing well, Sleepy not quite able to stay standing on this one.
Ui.
What damage there, confirms the flush. Masku not quite connecting either, but Horror have gone very
Gaming
low.
Stars هم اومد ترد کرد.
Incredibly strong blank sky.
مثلا Gaming Stars ایماشون تو آنلاین خیلی خوبه، تو آفلاین یه ذره بی‌تجربه‌ان ولی.
But they might close down their day a lot more quietly. As 721 look to push them aside.
I mean, Horror's just had really no say-in since that rondo, and that rondo indicated an incredible demon of a team from Horror. But they were exercised quite quickly from that match onwards. Sad to see, no fear, likely to go next with Sleepy taking a dirt nap earlier. Masku from 721 looking to push on through, a team that wants more points. They're at the top of the tables currently. Next circle coming through right now, and it's on top of Aurora Gaming.
Oh, that's going to help them out nicely. But
دیبا بک میده این پلیر. آفلاین یعنی اینکه تو بری اونجا همه با هم جمع بشن یه جا بازی کنن، آنلاین یعنی اینکه همه بشن تو خونه بازی کنن. فهمیدی؟ آفلاین آنلاین. توی آفلاین به دیوایس میدن، توی آنلاین دیوایس خودته. زیول 100 تیر داره، یه پلیر 721 فینیش داد، چه ربطی داره؟ این تی تی هم آجی باور کن هول کرده. تی تی هم تیم خوبیه، دوتا پلیراش میشناسم، پلیرای روسی هن، طرف بالانچ نورت هم دیگه، ولی اینا هم هول کردن، خیلی عجیبه. نگاه چی روتیت میکنن؟ آجی دوتا تیم هول به هم دیگه خورد، گوت با تی تی. وینکیو نگاه تنهایی رفت راش کرد. نه فرار کنید، برید از راست برید، ادامه بدید، ادامه بده. نمیتونی. تی تی یکیش مونده. خیلی سخته اینجا روتیت کردن، حالا اینا هول کردن حق دارن. ترکیه کدوم تیم توی آنلاین؟ توی آنلاین اولف از همه تیم‌ها بهتره با دیوایس خودشون بازی کنن. توی آفلاین رگنوم از اولف بهتر بود دیگه همیشه دیگه. حالا سیزن قبلی ولی پی ام جی سی و اولف دوم شد. این چرا همش اینجوری گیر میکنه؟
Ulf lost a play on the
Come on.
BTR may goes down first, and Neos needs to bear the pressure but can't quite stand up. Force pushes it back, and Focus can get rezzed up here. Serich will get left, Neos will get taken down, and they are left on one player standing. GOAT team rally around the position.
Fourth Reichsman, they keep going strong right now. It looks like they're not stopping anytime soon as they take out 721. Both lost to play on the
فوریا
southeast side, just
اومده.
struggling to find an entryway.
And an ace of Joker are not going to play. Maybe they can chime in later on, but Furia not giving them an inch. Silence does back up a little bit.
فوریا اینجا چیکار اومد؟
Stays alive for now.
Both going down at a critical moment of their tournament journey here.
الان آفلاین این تورنمنت
Both
داره.
down in this game, finishing their run on the first day at 42 points. 7-2-1 finished at 46. Fourth Rise on the other hand.
فوریا چقدر خوب رفت اونور فرار کرد.
A brilliant lineup position. The position out to the east may cause them problems, but right now
جای
everyone's content to wait for these teams on the west
آورورا رو
side to
نگاه.
figure things out.
آورورا من تو
S2G is
لو
still
گراوند
in this one as
نبود.
well, Blank. They've got one
شاید من اشتباه کردم.
elimination so far on the southeast side, but they need to put themselves back to full fighting force, which it looks like they have been able to do here.
اولف
Players
مرد.
now on side from the southeast.
Flash has been so incredibly slow on this northeast edge. Not moving in, and Fourth Rise opens up over towards Boom. Finds a knock and keeps them at bay. Circle goes center. Once again, Aurora just sat out towards that western side. They're currently on a throne, and they're looking to reign over the lobby from this position.
Boom. Wanting to find the res, but S2G not giving them the time to do so. Namzi in and amongst it. The nade looks beautiful, but it just misses the knock. How on earth does he defend himself from that? Goodness.
صدا دیلی داره. صبر کن.
Defend himself from that. Goodness me. A sliver of HP, but that's huge news for S2G. If he goes down there, that is basically confirmed as a flush. There's no way.
فردا فینال اینا رو درست میکنم فردا ولی که دیگه خراب نشه. فردا رو فینال که یعنی روز آخر فیناله. فرداش هم نگاه کنیم. حال کنیم.
Dodge for the time being as Boom scared a little bit over towards this northern side. Starting to worry about it slightly. Send a scout from Sanju that way, but again, Flash is just slowly moving their way over. It is a sluggish pace that Flash is setting this game.
دیشب چهارم شدم تو ایونتو.
Not the sort of pace you need to be pulling
16200 cc برنده شدم.
For today to earn those points that they so desperately need now in 15th place. Really bringing up the rear when you discount Pandem, and I think at this point most people do. The crash into the middle could potentially be on the cards, but nobody wants to go first. From the ring that sits around Pandem, it's keeping them safe.
سیول داره فکر کنم 300 متر با 100 تیر میزنه.
More points, or at least attempting to.
This is why the pace has been slow. The Flash has no
فورتی خیلی جاش خوبه. خیلی تیم اومد اینور. گیمینگ استارز جلوش الان فلش از پشت سرش میاد.
Flash is spotted and T24 catches him slacking. They're right on the edge. It's too easy.
Who get an answer though, and that might allow them to move a little bit further forwards with Zeus and Top Z.
داداش از اونجا نید نندازه ببخش.
We'll be able to get the heal off, so Flash are back to fighting form, and T24 has yet to get res there, Blank. So a diminished position for Fourth Rise.
فورتی الان ساندویچ میشه.
Boom could move over the headland as well because they do need to get a little bit closer, and they'd love to third party on this engagement. Flash still slow without those vehicles.
I think for Fourth Rise right now, this is giving time for them to get this res through. The Fourth Rise, if they go down early in this game, it is fantastic news for the likes of Furia. 7-2-1 go, as well as Aurora on their chase, just because tomorrow gets a lot easier. Furia is down, actually. Second place, only able to put up 48 points today.
حاجی 40
14 points once again with those 2 extra points added this game for Fourth Rise. Ooh, it's going to be rough tomorrow.
Again, that 48-point boundary.
آورورا رو دوست دارم ببره آره ولی چون آلفا 7 نیست آورورا رو دوست دارم و آلفا 7 و نه اگه جای آلفا 7 باشه آلفا 7 من دوست دارم وین کنه. نمیدونم چرا. فکر کنم دلیلش اینه که من کاریو رو مثلا 2019 دارم بازش نگاه میکنم از PMWC اینا. من کاریو رو واقعا دوست دارم. 7 سال دارم نگاه میکنم بازیشو. آورورا مثلا تیم جدیدیه. دوک مثلا 2022 اینا مثلا معروف شد. کاریا 2019 داره بازی میکنه.
Both teams refusing to look at them right now, and they desperately need to.
حاجی فلش 4 تاش زنده است. SG اومد یکیش ناک شد. SG هم 4 تا. آها اونور فایته راست پایین صفحه. بابا SG دیگه گو تو بزن دیگه. دیگه گو تو بزن. همسیجی فقط مونده. با SG خیلی فایتش قوی تر از گوته. نه زیول فیلیش نکنم. یو What?
On the sidelines will be able to step up in Aurora's position. All of a sudden, gets taken down to 2 players alive.
حاجی زد پاره کرد.
Terrible news for Aurora Gaming. This was starting to be a massive match for them.
آورورا چرا 2 تا پلیرش مرد. فورتی هم داره میمیره. این مچ کی میگه؟ اوه فورتی.
But Boom consistently causing issues.
IQ T24 now with the last player of Team Flash
That
over
14
the ridge line. Spots the head. T24 wants it. The shotgun doesn't quite land. The heal does go through, but the damage is just too much. Team Flash go down, get eliminated. 4 thrives with 6 eliminations now. Go Team with 9 though. Although they are flagging on this western edge with 1 player knocked. They need to pick it back up. Aurora though fortunately cut in half by Hamzy from S2G.
For 4 thrives, it's going to be a hell of a lead at the end of this game because they're getting further and further towards that top side. Only Maniac from GameStar over towards this northern edge, and he seems to be spotted by IQ.
Gaming Stars هم که داره میدوه.
T24 has been such a
به زون چجوری میندازه؟ زون طرف آورورا اگه بک بده بره بالا. 7 تا کیل فورتی. what the hell. آره آورورا برو بالا. شما اونور زون دارید اصلا نیاز نداریم من فایت بگید. نه ناک نده. چرا ناک میدی؟ دوک ناک داد. الان گوت بازی میکنه. 9 تا کیل داره گوت. من اصلا امیدی به گوت ندارم.
But T24's been lighting the lobby up. IQ's been around since the longest time and is still kicking super strong with the lobby. Hazaifa has brought a whole new dimension to the squad. And 4 Thrives looking to continue here in this match.
برو ریف بده رفیوز. نه اینجا نه. داخل تا کوچیکی ماره.
Have been given the freest top 5 game of their entire lives here. Just sat down there, not worried about a thing, big chilling right now in the valley.
الان PMGO داره حال میکنه. ست یه در پوینت گرفت.
Pandem has played a very slow match. Nice shot from Reefus with the MG3. Underneath, Ghost starts to try and find some shots. Another one from Reefus on minimal ammo. He is accurate as anything.
ریوایو میشه اون.
Can they flex out and get that flush? I don't think so. With Goat right there, they can't push in, but they just keep going. Reefus, he's only got 17 rounds left in it though, Blank.
Russian player Goat
maybe bled dry here. One more player for Goat Team on the inside. They've gotten pretty far into this match and will be in contest for the top spot. But in the meantime, 4 Thrives get the res.
حاجی این PMGO وای.
Find a chicken dinner here, Blank.
شاید نمیدونه میتونه بیاد بالا. گیر کرده اونجا.
Pandem finding something. Be great for their totals.
17 تا تیر داره. اوه زدن گوتو. بوم یه دونه سولوش مونده. یا خدا.
Down to 4 Thrives. Elberil.
اینجا فورتی خیلی راحت میتونه آورورا رو بزنه. تو خروجی دست فورتیه. بوم هم که PMGO یه دونه شو میزنه. من میگم فورتی وینه این مچ. آورورا مرد. البریر.
One HP. I don't think he's got much left in the tank either.
نه اسکوپ باز نکن رحم کن. 2-3 یکیش ناک. فینیش.
And that is a huge pickup. A 2v2, the nade not going the distance. 4 Thrives could potentially take half of the games today with a chicken dinner here. A 2 versus 2 is possible, but IQ's down. And T24 with a 1 versus catches one. Weapon swap with the shotgun around his teammate. He finds it.
زدش.
And do so much. Go so far. Is there nothing these guys can't do? At the top of the table.
1-2 زد. ای PMGO خاک سرت.
A 3 for today. Incredible stuff from them. 3 chicken dinners. 3 out of the 6. It looks unsurmountable for any of a squad going into tomorrow. Their score count will be so high.
They pushed up. I think they're somewhere around 80 points after this one.
حاجی این مچ میتونست آورورا وین کنه. خیلی الکی رفت این ور پلیر از دست داد. 10 تا پوینت. حاجی فورتی چمپیون. فردا کی میخواد جلو اینا رو بگیره؟
They are the pride of Pakistan and they should be standing tall right now.
Incredible stuff from
این
this
چیزا
team.
جام قهرمانی
They had
شه.
their eyes on this trophy. 4 Thrives
خوشگله.
have the drive, and can they take the dive into the cash money prize tomorrow?
اوکی. نظرتون چیه بچه‌ها؟ باحال بود، باحال بود. فورتی خیلی خوب بازی میکنه که اینجا یه ذره شانس زون هم داشت فورتی ها، میدونی؟ چون زون رو یه جوری کرد که از کامپاند کشید بیرون انداخت وسط، خروج هم دست فورتی بود. ولی از یه لحاظ دیگه هم خوب بازی کرد که مثلا اونجا پلیرش دوتا رو زد. میدونی؟ از شانسش خوب استفاده کرد. بعضی تیم‌ها هست بهشون شانس میده بازی ولی خوب بازی نمیکنن. دیم آجی. How many matches tomorrow? 6 more matches tomorrow. We have. اینا چمپیون میشن چرا؟ سب کن پوینت نشون میده. بذار پوینت نشون بده. اینا خیلی پوینت دارن. پوینتشون خیلی زیاده نسبت به تیم دوم. فورتی پوینتش خیلی فورتی اوله. چند تا پوینت فاصله داره با تیم دوم؟ فکر کنم 30 تا فاصله داشته باشه. فردا هنوز مونده. پوینت سر وینه با کیل. فردا مونده. فردا هم بازی میشه. قشنگ بازی کردن. ویدیو فورزا بچه دیدین چنل 2 عجب ویدیویی. چرا ما شرکت نمی کنیم؟ به خاطر اینکه من که ای اسپورت بازی نمی کنم. خب این برای ای اسپورت پلیر هست. من استریمرم داداش. تیم داخل افغانستان زیاد داریم. تیمای خوب داریم. ایشالله که یکی از تیما بتونه توی یکی از این تورنمنت ها شرکت کنه ما ببینیم حال کنیم. من که برنامه‌اش ندارم بازی کنم. ولی اگه تیم اسپورتی از افغانستان بره خوشحال میشیم. مرسی که بچه تماشا کردید. این روز اول بود. امروز 3 تا مچ من تونستم بیام. قبلش والا کار بود دیگه. کار نرسیدم بیام 3 تا مچ اول نگاه کنیم. ولی فردا تلاش میکنم که بیام 6 تا مچ نگاه کنیم با هم دیگه. فردا همین موقع استریم میشیم. ساعت 12 اروپا. فینالش هم نگاه میکنیم. و عشق دیگه. من رفتم. شبم استریم میایم پابجی موبایل. منتظر شما هستم دیگه. فعلا شب میگی بخیر، خدافظ. شب میگی بخیر، انقدر استریم کردم شب بوده. فعلا وقتتون بخیر، خدافظ تا شب. بای بای.